Today is a big day on the farm. I am heading over to our bi-rotation plot. So this is the plot that's the furthest in our network. Nothing has been done with it this season. It's basically been sitting, had overwintered kale in there, and it had lettuce that finished up relatively early last season. So the two guys, Mark and Toby, are there now with the truck. They've got the BCS. They got a ton of gear there. And since our truck's only two-person, I had other stuff to do in the office anyway, so I'm gonna load up the bike, bring a few things that they need over there, and we're just gonna basically just crank this plot out. Hopefully we'll be done by lunch, and the plan here is to prep all the beds. We're gonna till everything. We're gonna prep all the beds completely, finish with compost, the tilther, all the stuff you've seen us do recently. And then we're gonna tarp it for 3 weeks, and then we've got a whole bunch of lettuce that's gonna transplant out there at that point. So I'm gonna head on the bike and get down there. We'll see you over there. Decided to make a change on the configuration of this plot. It used to be 3 segments where there was 1 with beds running this way, 2 this way. We've combined those 2 already. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna ditch these 3 beds running this way, and I'm gonna make these beds, they're almost 50 feet long, which is better. I've just realized over all these years that longer beds are just easier because it's less turning around. When you have a 25-foot bed, that means you have to turn around twice as much as you would on a 50-foot bed. So I'm gonna stick with longer beds here. So we're done here for the moment. We're all going home for lunch. We thought we could hammer this out before lunch, but it's too much work with putting all the irrigation together, especially the fact that we changed the configuration here, which wasn't my original plan. But yeah, so Mark and Toby will be back after lunch to amend all of the irrigation lines. So they just have to basically take a bunch of couplers to make these longer, and then all the irrigation stuff is here. They just need to tweak it basically. So once they're done that, the soil's pretty wet, so will just at that point just tarp it up, and then it's gonna sit for 2 or 3 weeks. So my rest of my day will be doing some more harvesting at home. I gotta go do a podcast right now, and I'll follow you guys. Can follow me around for a little bit of the day, kind of just take you through some of the things that I'm doing. One of the greatest things about the crop radish in general is that you can get it out of the ground and get something else in it right away, because if you harvest it, it doesn't leave a lot of crop residue and it doesn't make a mess. Like with carrots, you harvest carrots and you really need to fork into the bed and it disrupts the bed and you have to level it out again. But radishes, you can pretty much pull them out, put in some new fertilizer. In this case I'm using turkey manure, run the tilther, and then plant it again. That day has gone by really quickly. The weather's really turned, so the guys are just doing some harvesting in the greenhouse, and we're just kind of getting things ready for tomorrow. We've actually got a lot of work to do on our tomatoes, they're getting very, very tall. And there's a lot of fruits on here, just not a ton of ripening. We're just not getting a lot of hot, sunny days. But we've got lots of fruits in there. And there's still some aphid pressure in here, not a ton. I think the parasitic wasps that I put in here have been working. And we still had tons of ladybugs in here too, right? And we've also sprayed safer soap. We've done pretty much every trick I've ever tried with aphids we've done this year. Oh, here's some ripening. Okay, we got some sun golds coming down here now. There we go. Well, that's good to see. So the guys are just harvesting shoots in the greenhouse, and I'm a bit of a fair weather farmer these days, so I'm gonna stay indoors, do some work in my office, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.